the PAC chairman, Nazmi Khalid, had promised that the PAC report on his inquiry into the 1.6 billion ringgit Eurocopter deal will be tabled in Parliament in 2 or 3 days. How can Azmi's interpretation of 2 or 3 days be so elastic as to stretch to 3 weeks already? And there are still no signs of the PAC report on his inquiry into the Eurocopter deal, although it is now close to 50 days since Azmi first made the public announcement that the PAC would investigate into 3 scandals which had shook Parliament and the country: the Eurocopter helicopter, Bank International Indonesia (BII), and the high-speed broadband deals. I had intended to table a motion to debate the PAC report on its inquiry into the Eurocopter deal, with Parliament having to make the final decision whether to accept or reject the PAC's report and recommendations. But this PAC report must be tabled in Parliament latest by Wednesday, the 3rd of December, so that I could have the necessary 14-day notice required for a motion to be debated on the last parliamentary sitting of the current budget meeting on the 18th of December. It is useless for Azmi to table the PAC report on the Eurocopter inquiry after December the 3rd, because it will not be possible for MPs to give the requisite notice to debate it as a specific motion. Can Azmi table the PAC report on the Eurocopter inquiry latest by Wednesday on December the 3rd? What has happened to Azmi's announcement that PAC will be investigating into the other 2 scandals, the BII and the high-speed broadband deals? What about the new scandals that have surfaced in the past week, like the 50 million ringgit financial scandals of Tourism Ministry's Pampena group of companies? It will appear that Parliament will have to launch an inquiry into the manner the PAC is inquiring or not inquiring into the various government scandals, and Azmi's leadership or absence of leadership as PAC chairman. Is Azmi prepared to emulate the example and culture of responsibility as illustrated by the Indian Home Minister Shivraj Patel, who resigned over the 3-day terrorist rampage in Mumbai that killed around 180 people, including a Malaysian, for his dismal failure as a PAC chairman? Second item on the Zaid Ibrahim. I'm surprised by the outburst of the UMNO Vice President Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin in Kota Kinabalu yesterday, excoriating former minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Dato' Zaid Ibrahim, for attending an opposition function, accusing Zaid of disloyalty to UMNO, demanding an explanation from Zaid or to face disciplinary reprisals. I am very disappointed because Muhyiddin is the Minister for International Trade and Industry, as well as a favourite in the contest for UMNO's Deputy President post, and therefore Deputy Prime Minister designate next March, and should be an example of inclusive thinking and greater openness and tolerance, instead of being very exclusive, intolerant, petty-minded in a country where we want to market to the world as instant Asia. It is a major setback for Bangsa Malaysia concept, as it illustrates the sad fact that exclusive, intolerant, and petty-mindedness have displaced inclusive thinking and greater openness and tolerance in the mindset of UMNO leaders 51 years after Merdeka. Is loyalty to UMNO so brittle and fragile that it must be invoked against any UMNO member for attending an opposition function? I attended the official opening of the UMNO's new building at Putra World Trade Center in the 1980s. Why was my loyalty to DAP ever in doubt for attending an UMNO function? Why so childish, petty, and narrow-minded, when Malaysian leaders should set an example to the people in the world about open-mindedness and tolerance, of diverse views coming from a nation where pluralism and diversity are our most outstanding characteristic and greatest national asset? Fortunately, The question of loyalty to UMNO was not raised when the Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Nazri Aziz, accepted my invitation to a DAP seminar on agenda for First World Parliament just before the opening of the 11th Parliament in May 2004. Why didn't loyalty to UMNO become an issue when Nazri attended the DAP function in 2004, but it's become a big issue 4 years later over sides attending an opposition function? Is this a reflection on Said, Muhyiddin, or UMNO? Is this an indication that UMNO has lost the confidence to rule as compared to 4 years ago, and that a besieged mentality has taken possession of many UMNO leaders? If Muhyiddin is so swift in issuing an ultimatum to Said to question his loyalty to UMNO for attending an opposition function, will he be equally swift in demanding action to be taken against the UMNO Seberang Jaya Assemblyman in Penang, Dato' Arif Shah Omar Shah, who was a Barisan National Standard Bearer in the Permatang Pau by-election, for his statement in the New Sunday Times yesterday that he was now at the crossroads between staying in UMNO or joining the Pakatan Rakyat state government because of blatant power abuses by UMNO Permatang Pau division leadership. I was struck by a statement by UMNO Youth Leader and Education Minister, Dato' Sri Hishamuddin Hussein, when castigating MCA Deputy President Chua Soy Lek and MCA Wanita Chief Chew Mei Fan for saying that the concept of Ketuanan Melayu or Malay supremacy was no longer relevant. Apart from accusing Chua and Chew for trying to be heroes in jostling to position themselves politically and saying that the people are tired of the religious, racial and political issues, after going through the toughest general election 8 months ago, Hishamuddin warned that leaders, and I quote him, still unaware of the changes they have to make and to look at things in a new context will be left behind when BN transforms itself in March. What is this BN transformation in March? That the new MCA top national leadership and the other BN component parties are completely ignorant about. Is it going to be a BN transformation in March that is to be solely, exclusively orchestrated by UMNO, with the leaders of the other component parties with the prerogative only to raise their hands to express compliance? One other item, today, I think it's also the other papers, Chew Mei Fan, suspend foul-mouthed MP. Wanita MCA Chief Datin Paduka Chew Mei Fan wants Parliament to suspend Pasir Sarak MP Tajuddin Abdul Rahman for hurling obscenities in the House. Parliament should take disciplinary action against Tajuddin as a warning to other MPs not to repeat the offence, she said in a statement yesterday. Chew also urged Tajuddin to apologize to the public and to take full responsibility for his insensitive statements. He should not treat Parliament like a coffee shop, Chew said, adding that Tajuddin should not be allowed to treat obscene remarks as jokes as well. I fully agree. I fully agree with Chew Mei Fan, and I hope that on this matter of the sexist, racist, and the gutter, vulgar language that has become the special brand of the MP for Pasir Sarak will be taken seriously by all MPs, all ministers and MPs. Let us all rise above party differences, and on this we take a common stand that what Tajuddin has done up to now, repeatedly, deliberately, mischievously, is completely unacceptable.